You're listening to the Intimacy Uncovered podcast, where we discuss intimacy, romance, foreplay, and sex-positive topics with your hosts, Ryan Whitfield and Lex Harris.
And welcome to the Intimacy Uncovered podcast show. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Lex, guys.
So welcome to our show.
Welcome.
So today is our first podcast.
Yes, our first one.
Yes. Listen, but if you don't know, we have been putting so much work and effort to bring you this podcast. It is unreal. We may have had 50 takes.
We may or may not have
50 takes to get this podcast. Only because we want to put out content. We want to make sure that it's right, it's best, forward put, it's the greatest.
Yeah,
it's the best.
and that you guys, can connect to it, right?
Yeah,
Most importantly.
So the biggest thing, Lex, that I think that's important that we share with our audience is that this podcast we talk about and we have the most candid conversations. We talk about dating. We talk about romance. We talk about
what else, Ryan?
intimacy. We talk about sex.
Yes.
We talk about anything you could think of that's related to those topics. And the thing is, we keep it
real, raw, and relatable.
Yeah. So these are everyday things that take place in your life. So this podcast is something that goes along with the book that we got coming out, Lex.
Absolutely. And we're extremely excited about.
Yeah. And we wanted to make sure that if you wanted to grab a copy, feel free to go to Amazon and grab a copy. It comes out June 16th. So make sure that
Intimacy Uncovered.
Yep. So search for that online. So Lex, what are we bringing to the table today? What are we sharing? What are we?
I am so pumped, Ryan, because today we actually get to just really discuss and let our listeners know why we're so hyped about this topic, right? Because
literally, this is one of those topics that you really don't hear about. Like you hear about love, you hear about how to get a man. You
hear about that one?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you. Yeah. Well, I take that back. Maybe you don't.
You hear about sex.
You hear about sex. You hear about sex. You hear about that. You hear about getting busy. Remember that? Getting busy. You get busy. That was a great time. We get busy. We talk about the main thing that keeps the connection going. That's intimacy. So, with that being said, Lex, everybody always asks this question. What is intimacy? What is intimacy?
And they always ask us, why did we write this too, right?
That's true. They ask us, why do we come up with this book? And I'm going to dive into that. I'll share why we came up with this book.
Go ahead.
So it goes back to, for me, it goes back to personal experiences from me growing up.
Okay.
And I always wanted to feel connected, right? And what happened is my childhood kind of put me in a position where I didn't really know how to connect. I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
The sex thing was easy.
It was easy.
The dating thing was easy. But I didn't know what intimacy was.
So you were having sex. It was great. You were dating and it was fun and chill.
It was.
But you weren't bonding or connecting with the person you were with.
I wasn't connected.
I just want to make sure I had that right.
I wasn't connected. So that brings me back, before I finish the rest of my story, to kind of tell the story of what intimacy means. Intimacy is the heartbeat of any relationship.
Okay, right. So that's what we've come
to be connected.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how it affected me in my personal life was this. I remember my first girlfriend. I feel like we had intimacy, but I didn't realize it until afterwards.
What you mean afterwards?
Until after we weren't together.
Okay.
So then
that sucks.
From there, I looked at what references I had to how to be intimate or how to be, that was my image of what I wanted to be when I grew up. And
So wait a minute. Let me just rewind it back a bit. So it ended because, did she end it or you ended it?
I think
Why did it end?
I just think it ended. I think it ended because we kind of outgrew each other. But I understood what intimacy meant after that. I went searching for it after that.
What made you want to do it after that? I'm just curious.
Because once you have that connection, it's something that feels, if it's a great feeling, you search for it again. It was like a drug. I wanted to have that connection again.
So after she was gone, you realized how much you were connected to her? I
realized how much I was connected to this woman. Yes, I did.
Okay.
But
because I'm sure you didn't be like, ooh, I need to Google I'm trying to just help our...
At this time, I still didn't even know that it was intimate.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. All right.
I feel like I was just
you knew you was close to her.
I knew I was connected to this. I was like, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm connected to someone else. But unfortunately, the references that I had were some movies that I didn't allow me to just jump right back into that situation.
Okay.
I'm big on these movies when I grew up, and one of the most, I want to say...
Come on, tell us the movies.
No, the pivotal movie that came into my life, the top of my head, Boomerang. Eddie Murphy's Boomerang. Listen, I literally will watch that movie over and over and over again. Like, that is where... Marcus, that's where I got my moves from. I was Marcus.
Okay, tell us how you were Marcus, please.
I would be the most calculated person when it came to my dates.
Okay.
I would create the greatest moods. I would make sure that we would go to different places. I was always trying to make sure that this term was used when I was younger. I was trying to turn her out.
Turn her out, okay.
Turn her out. I was trying to turn her. I wanted her to be that. Right. Yeah, I wanted her to really like feel like she wanted to connect with me.
Okay. We following you.
Yeah. So with that being said, what does intimacy mean on your end? Like, how did it play a part in...
So, okay, I just want, before we go to me...
Okay.
I just want to know that. So your first image of what intimacy was came through media. It came through like movies. Yep. It came through TV.
Yep.
You know, that was your kind of, I guess, intro into this. Oh, this is what it means to be intimate.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right. No doubt.
Well, I thought that's what it was.
Right.
I thought that's what I was being.
But you know what? That's a lot of our listeners, or just a lot of people in the world in general. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times we have that. The media or different portrayals of film or whatever gives us that persona of this is what that is, right?
So basically you're saying what I was experiencing really wasn't intimacy.
I'm going to probably say if it was Boomerang, no.
So you said I was Mr. Dash and Smash. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm saying that you were pulling back the covers, looking at feet.
I was.
And you were out here maybe trying to charm them.
Yeah.
But not really being intimately connected.
Okay. Well, listen, walk us through what intimacy meant for you.
Okay, so intimacy for me, I mean, honestly, for me, it was always just being together. Okay. You know, that's kind of, I guess, my first maybe real definition of it. Is being together because, you know, my folks were together. You know, I was fortunate to kind of grow up in a household where they were together, you know, and I say together very intentionally because even though they were together, I witnessed a lot of different barriers kind of within their togetherness. Okay. If that makes sense. So even though they were together and they love each other, they had a lot of kind of issues. And so I was very careful because I'm just naturally very observant anyway. Okay. To not want to experience some of the things they experienced. I love them dearly, but some things I was like, I just don't want to experience. So like my mom really leaned more in on me kind of emotionally growing up. Okay. You know what I mean? And so I was more of her emotional support system. And I didn't think that I don't know how that was really supposed to play out because I felt like I always wanted my dad to kind of really be more there for her, present emotionally. Okay. But then I had to go back to the way he was raised and all these other things. But, you know, so for me, it stood out as just kind of being together. Okay. That was my essential kind of, I guess.
So how did it play out when you got
intimacy?
How did it play out when you wanted to pursue like your first relationship? Like, was it easy? Did you know what you were doing? Did you feel like you were connected to this person?
I didn't. I really didn't. I felt like I was always a really loyal person because we were going to be together. Okay. You know what I mean? Whatever. We were going to stick through things.
So your sense of intimacy in your initial relationships were, I'm going to be loyal to this person.
Yes.
But it didn't necessarily mean that we were connected.
Didn't necessarily mean we were connected. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be loyal to this person. We're going to stick through things because that's what people do.
Okay. So with that being said, it seems like, honestly, we had some fucked up beginnings on what intimacy was.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So mine was Boomerang. Yours was At Home. And from that, now that we can explain what intimacy is having a deep connection with someone. And it's the heartbeat of every relationship.
That's right.
Now we have clarity.
We do have clarity.
Okay.
And we also understand now that intimacy is a process, right?
It is.
And it takes place over time.
Over time. It never dies. It's literally like a heartbeat.
That's
so
right.
It's
It's
always
never stagnant,
ongoing.
people.
It's always ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, aren't there different types?
There are different types, which we go into detail about in our book, right?
Yes, we do. And the 5 types that we talk about, intellectual, experiential, emotional, physical,
everybody's favorite,
financial. Now, with those being said, I know those can kind of take us on like it take us on a journey, because
it does.
The journey is like, well, how do I get from the beginning all the way to the end? Or what if I'm not strong enough in one? So I'm going to pose a question to you, Lex.
Okay.
Do you feel that in today's society that people are connecting in all 5 types of intimacy?
Oh, that was a very loaded question there. I mean, Brian, I don't think everyone is. Absolutely not. It kind of depends on what it is you really are looking for. Now, if you are really trying to have a real authentic intimacy focused relationship, I don't think people are connecting still in those 5 areas, in all honesty. Okay.
So let me say this. I know for me, understanding these 5 types, it kind of set a good precedence for me. Okay. Right? And the reason why I say that is that a lot of times when we meet someone, and I know this for me, I know that when we meet someone, I'm big on making sure that, I can talk to them and express what my thoughts is, and I want to hear theirs. And if I don't feel that we can go any further. I feel like we're limited right there.
Right there.
Yeah, and I think we get caught up with doing the same things. So when we do the experiment, I'm gonna do the audience a favor. I think I was going too far. I need to go back and I need to explain what each one is. So let's explain what each one is. I know you guys have heard, like, you guys are listing all 5 of these.
Before we do that, maybe we need to take a quick break before you go on something?
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right.
And we're back.
We're back, Ryan, and we're waiting for you to break down what these 5 types are.
Well, I already broke them. I told you guys.
You mentioned them, but you ain't break them down.
Okay, I didn't
Come on now, you ain't break
them
them down.
All right, so let's talk about the first one. The first one is intellectual. Intellectual is, us talking, us communicating, us sharing our thoughts. We're sharing not just what we're thinking, but, our political views, our religious views, what our plans are. We're just talking about what it is that, I like, you like. We just...
Right. We just vibing.
Yeah, we just... You know what? We're just... All right, you want me to just... we're just vibing. We're vibing. All right, okay. All right. I was trying to be technical, but okay, damn. You want to say it? We're just vibing. All right. You're just vibing. All right, so we move on to the next type of intimacy. That's the experiential. Oh. Well, Lex, tell me what your favorite experiential... Tell me, I want to know. What's your favorite experiential intimacy? Like, you got to say, I want to know what it is. I'm curious.
I mean, I really favor one per se. I just like getting out there and kind of doing things that will push us both out of our comfort zone, if that makes sense. So something that's new to both of us. So something that recently came up for us was the indoor skydiving.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys did iFly?
Yeah, well, yeah, we were attempting to do the iFly. It didn't quite work out that day, so we had to reschedule.
Wow.
I get to that in another, off air. Okay. But
I think we want to know on air.
I know. Well, I just really couldn't because I just had surgery, so I couldn't do it.
I got you.
He tried to surprise me, bless his heart, but I was like, I just had surgery, so that's not gonna work out.
Rain check, please.
Rain check, please.
I got you.
But yeah, things like that, Ryan. That just kind of push us both out of our comfort zone that we haven't experienced.
I'm feeling that. I like that. And my biggest things for me, I love hiking. I'm so serious. I love hiking. Hiking is it's most intimate for me.
Yeah, it is.
Because I feel like you're not dressed up. You're not all dolled up. You're very you.
Very you.
And
we like authenticity.
Yeah,
right?
You're very authentic. It's you being you. So I like that. I'll say.
Okay.
another thing that's pretty cool to me. I like doing things like go-kart riding. I like anything outdoor.
Yeah, like even little sipping paints are fun.
Sipping paints are fun.
Like if you're not really creative minded, it kind of, for people who are more like technical and structured, it's interesting to see how they get agitated if their stuff isn't perfect.
Right. Okay.
So it's fun. Like those different types of experiences and things that get people out of their comfort zone, but you're experiencing it together.
Another good one is the museum.
The museum's good too.
The museum is good. I could go flying a kite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different, right?
Yeah, it is different.
The beach is good.
Yes.
The beach. So all of these things fall into experiential. Now, the thing I think that's mundane that people just do is the movies and dinner.
Those are very routine things, classic things that we stick to, right? Because we feel like they're safe.
Or bowling. We do that all the time. So, listen, guys. Get out here and explore and do some of the things that we mentioned.
Oh, yeah. And ladies, it's so much fun, right?
It's so much fun. Listen, I'm telling you, another thing that's one of my fan favorites, I like to work out with someone. Yeah. We can go running. We can work out together. You have to spat me, I spat you.
Right.
It's just like we helping each other. So I don't want to, I could stay on this one forever.
I think we need to move on.
All right. So we're going to move on. So the next one is emotional intimacy.
All right.
Now, intimacy. I know a lot of guys are going to be like, man, listen, I'm not trying to tell how I feel and all this stuff. You see the voice change? I had to change the voice. I had to get real Billy D when I explain that. But no, listen, it's real serious because a lot of us don't want to express how we feel.
Why is that? Why do you guys do that? Is it because you don't, you conditioned not to?
That's part of it. That's part of it. A part of it is that we are conditioned not to.
Okay.
The other half, I want to say, will probably be like, we don't know how to.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that honesty right there.
Now, the other thing that I would say is that sometimes when we do express how we feel, it's not received.
All right.
If someone's expressing how they feel, the other person has to understand that they have to be willing to hear it.
That's right.
And know how to receive it.
That's right, Ryan. It's very important for people to create a safe space.
That's key. And you know what? I think it's 3 ways that you can be received.
Okay.
I would say you can be received in a positive manner, a neutral manner, or a negative manner.
Okay.
Now, the positive and neutral would make a person want to feel like they can open up and share things with you.
Right.
But if you're negative about someone expressing how they feel, that's just not going to yield them coming back to share with you. That's so true. So, moving on to the next one. Physical.
All right. Everybody's favorite. I don't even think we got to be on this one very long.
But we probably are. So, the physical, I know you guys are thinking sex. But there's so many other physical things that you could do.
Sex, baby.
Yeah, let's talk about sex.
I will never sing again, by the way.
Yes. So, the biggest thing that I like about the physical is touch.
Yes, touch is so important.
Touch is it's something about touching that.
But you know what, Ryan, you and I talked about this. You have said that there's levels to the touch because we talked about this one time with hand holding.
Okay.
And you were like, you can't just be hand holding it immediately.
Yeah, you know what? If you do, you could be sending a false pretense of what's going on.
Okay.
Now, if you hold hands immediately, you got to be able to follow that up. But a genuine hand holding says a lot. It says, I'm feeling you. We have some type of connection, and I want you to know that I want everybody to know you're with me. That's what
hand holding.
Yeah, I'm giving you the body language, and I'm giving the world my body language.
Indication that this is what's going on here.
Listen, you're with me.
It's okay. So I get that. So that's why physical touch will be so important, because if you're not doing those things out here in the world, then it's fair game, right? For the person that's near you, for the world to think that, oh, hey, maybe they're not together, or, oh, hey, they're not.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true.
Is that true? I want to make sure.
Now, the other physical things that come into play that I like. Hugs.
Yes.
Kisses.
Hugs, kisses. Cuddling is important. Yeah. It's important. It's not always about just sex.
Yeah, no, it's not. Did you, let me say this. It's crazy. I had a moment where I could have done the physical.
Okay.
But I didn't. Right?
Okay. Tell us more about this.
Okay. All right. I was really trying to be vague, but
it
seemed like
you were trying.
You're pulling my leg to keep going.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I found it in all of my Marcus Boomerang-ish type activity, there was a lot of times that it was easy to just go all the way, right? But there were a few times as I've learned and explored what it is that we shared that I did not. And when I decided not to be a Marcus, to be Mr. Boomerang, I found I got to know the person way better.
So you were leading with the experiential.
I was leading with everything else but the physical sex.
Okay.
And it changed the dynamics of the relationships that I had with those people. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to move on to the next one after I share this one, right? If sex happens too premature, you're forced to deal with things in a different dynamics.
For sure.
However, if you are able to have sex with someone, but you do not, you leave that person with the integrity that they came with. And that's a powerful thing.
That's good.
That's a really powerful thing.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's go into that a little bit later in another podcast.
That's a really powerful thing. Like to really be able to go there, but you don't. You leave that person with so much integrity. All right. So now to the next.
But you know what, too? I just want to say one more thing about that. And a lot of times, what happens with that, Ryan, too, is a lot of times people lead with that physical intimacy, and they try to patch the other forms in later, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
And it ends up causing a lot, like you say, a lot of different types of barriers, if you will.
It's tough.
As you try to move on with this person. So I just wanted to, because that's a lot of times what happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what was the next one? I'm sorry.
Okay, no. So the last one is the financial intimacy. And I'm not saying this whole gold digger
no,
thing.
absolutely
I'm
not.
saying the financial intimacy is that you're able to create a space where you can enjoy taking people out or taking someone out and doing things together and be able to afford those things. Now, we talk about this. We're going to talk about this in another podcast, but I want to make sure that people know there is a method of how to date or how to go out and not spend $1 million on every date.
That's right.
I have some keys to success for that one.
Yes, he does. He has plenty of jewels there. And you're absolutely right. And I also want to just chime in on that one too, Ryan, because even for people who are in committed relationships, the financial intimacy piece, okay, you're like, okay, that's great for when you're dating, you know, it's good news to know and everything. But when you're in these committed relationships or married, it's also very important because this part of the intimacy helps you guys both really chime in on maybe who's good at what financially. You know what? The man doesn't always have to hold things down financially sometimes. I mean, as far as... let me finish. Let me finish. Go ahead. The woman may be good at budgeting certain things, you know what I mean, or whatever. And it's okay to relinquish that to her if she's good at budgeting and you're not. Now, he may be good at budgeting or she may be good at saving. The point here is, hold on.
I don't know if the show goes that way.
The point here is capitalizing on each other's strengths financially. That's the point, okay? Don't please.
I'm with you. But it's just touching on that subject.
Okay.
I don't really know if that's how we've been conditioned.
I don't think we have been conditioned. I agree with you.
Yeah, that's one of the most uncomfortable situations that you can have. You really have to feel comfortable with yourself to deal with that situation.
What you mean as a man?
As a man.
Yeah, okay, that's a whole other podcast.
No, but I'm just sharing my thoughts. I'm giving you my intellectual intimacy right now. I'm sharing my thoughts, all right? I'm sharing my thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, listen, right after this brief
we're connecting
break,
right now.
After this brief break, we're going to come back and you're going to hear my thoughts or what I use to guess what? To pick someone.
Pick someone. So this is one of our hot topics.
Yes, this is our hot topic. It's the C factor.
You guys have to hear this.
You got to hear this. This is really gonna blow your mind. So stay around. All right. Welcome back to the Intimacy Uncovered podcast show. I'm about to get really, 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 really candid about what I use to meet people. Right? Some probably won't like it. Some will, but who gives a damn? I'm gonna let it loose anyway.
Let it loose.
All right, so here's my thing. I call it the C factor, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what I look for.
Okay.
I look for someone that college, can cook, has their own car, has their own crib. Crib can mean condo, house, apartment. I look for someone that is caring. I had to use the C, but I had to play with it. Can be freaky. That's just my personal preference.
You did play with it.
I had to play with that one. I had to stretch that one. And when it comes to children, I want to say 1 is my limit. I've had a situation where someone had 2, but they were grown, so it was really like they really didn't have any children. But 1 is my limit. It can get kind of complicated with all the children's fathers. Yeah, another C.
Clever. Yeah, another C.
So, Lex, what's your criteria on what you use to meet people? Because I know for me, the C factor.
Sir, you're not going to do that. You're not going to have this whole C factor thing going on. And then
you know what I forgot? You know what I forgot? I forgot credit. You gotta have that.
Yes.
Gotta have good credit.
Yes. I will get back to everyone on my next podcast with my criteria.
Well, tell me what you at least think about mine. Do you give a damn about mine?
I really like that, Ryan. Okay, actually, really like I do. I'm going to compliment you and say that is very just well thought out. You know, it really is.
You know what we should do? I think on our Facebook page, I think I should put all of these on our Facebook page.
I think so.
And let people chime into what they think and what their criteria is for what they use. I mean, I know for me, it's been successful. And
it really encompasses all of the areas. It really does.
But you know what? It's important to listen.
Creative.
Yeah, one of the things that I feel like that C factor does is it puts you in a basic status for you and someone to really grow.
Okay. All right, I can see that for sure.
Okay, I'll give you a better example. Mm-hmm. Do you know how awkward it feels to go and apply for something together and one person's credit is good and the other one, that's the most awkward feeling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Another awkward one. You know how awkward it is if only one person drives and the other doesn't? Now, unless they live in New York City or they live in the city and they both don't drive, that could be awkward. It's just, those are the key things for me.
Okay. And it makes perfect sense. It really does. I really, really, I'm feeling that. I am.
So, Lex, we're going to take another break and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about something that people have been asking us about and wanting us to talk about. And I want to answer this. How has dating changed with the internet?
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So stick around. This is going to be real interesting. And we're back.
We're back.
All right. So, Lex, listen.
We're getting into what?
We're talking about this damn internet dating.
Okay.
I want to really crack this one open.
Okay.
So let me start off by saying this. There is so many ways to meet people online now that it's crazy.
That's true.
It's really true. And the reason why I say that it's really crazy is because, it's like you can go to a paid site or you can go to a free site.
Right.
And the range of what you get in that person changes drastically, right?
Absolutely.
Now, you'll find the paid ones on the free ones, but you won't find the free ones on the paid one. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is I think people are willing to invest in the site to find somebody to date someone or
to
be
connect
with someone.
With.
It's to connect with. Now, I personally like to meet people out and about. But if I do meet someone online, which I have, I've met, so let me be candid. I've been on all the damn sites. All right.
I've been
on all the sites.
You know so well.
I've been on all of them. I've been on Match. I've been on eHarmony.
Okay.
POF.
Right.
I've been on Tinder.
Have you been on Christian Mingle?
I haven't tried that one.
Farmers Only?
I haven't been on that one.
All right.
You know what? I don't think that I would probably get along with them.
Maybe.
No, I don't think. I expect the farmer one. I don't want no farmer.
Okay. We digress. Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm just letting it out there. So, but all of these. I'm gonna tell you what happens. The connection is hard to find.
Online.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're meeting people and they're so guarded, and it's so many other people that are trying to get their attention.
Okay.
And what happens is when you have so many people getting their attention, you have to try to, you're trying to
make yourself stand out.
Yeah, make yourself stand out. And some guys are just doing it all wrong.
I mean, and I think this is just made guys, and I don't know how you feel about this. I think it's made some guys lazy, personally. Like, guys, from my experience or from my understanding, enjoy the hunt. Is that true?
That's true. We do.
Yeah, we do. I feel like it's changed with this online dating because it's not necessarily like you have to go hunt and bring your prey back. It's just kind of laying there for you, and you just.
Well, it was it was supposed to be a tool that helped connect people and make it where it was, more convenient. So the reason why I say that is that it at one point.
But is that what? And with those words though, Ryan, is this a situation where it needs to be convenient?
Well, so let me
I'm
go
just
back.
throwing stuff out there.
Well, let me say this.
Don't mind me.
I'm busy.
Okay.
So I'm not necessarily. Well, let me say this. So in one point in my life, every weekend I was always actively on the scene. So what that means is that it was very easy for me to meet someone.
Okay.
But what happens when you have a kid, someone has a child, someone got divorced, and they're not out there?
Or you're just busy, like you said.
I'm busy. Yeah, you're out here busy
doing a bunch of things. School.
So what happens is you're looking for somebody that does catch your attention, or you do have some attraction with, and you want to connect with them. But like I said, it's so many
options.
It's so many options, and then one of the biggest things from the male is. So I want to. It's two things that I want to touch on this, and then I want to sum it up.
Yes.
All right. So here's the two things. The one thing I'm going to say, and women, if you don't like this, I don't care. It's true. Is that I don't really know if I'm actually meeting that woman, right? Because women are filtering. They're being very abusive with the makeup, and the pictures are not real pictures.
They're not real pictures, really?
When I say real pictures, all right, let me say this.
Yeah.
The reason why I say they're not real pictures is this. And if you listen to the beginning of this podcast, right, I really touch on what the experiential things that I like to do.
Right, exactly.
Right? And I said I like to go hiking. I said I like to let's work out together. Let's go running. Let's do. Those things call for you to be in your most natural state.
Okay.
Right? So therefore, listen, I'm not saying if I were to meet you online, you can't show me what you look like when you're dolled up. That's giving me a great range to look at. Like, this is what I'll see 80% of the time. This is what I may see 20 to 30% of the time.
Okay.
Right?
I'm following you.
So I need that back. But what happens is when online, women are literally giving you 5 out of 5 pictures all glamored up. And I'm like, that's not real. If we go out hiking or we go do some type of experiential intimacy type of thing, I probably won't even recognize who you are.
All right, move on to the next thing.
Okay, so that I don't want to.
Because I have a comeback for that.
All
ladies.
right, okay.
Don't.
I already know where you're going at with this.
Okay,
I know you're going. I know you're going to say something about guys and they old pictures.
I can't.
I know you're going to go there.
No, hey, sir.
I got you. So let me get on to this one. So for the guys, so I gotta say this, guys, we cannot do this dick pic thing.
No, please.
It's not cool.
Please
it's not cool. If a woman wants to see your private part, she will clearly request it.
Absolutely.
Hey, daddy, let me see what you're working with. Yep. Those are kind of like the words you'll hear.
We hate those, Ryan. Yeah. We hate unsolicited dick pics.
I know. I put a disclaimer out there.
You did. Thank you from a male's voice for putting that out there. But I could definitely speak to that because we don't like that. And it's so unattractive. And if we were really into you and you sent something like that and we didn't ask for it,
it's kind of awkward. Like,
it's not only awkward, but we're not feeling you like that no more. And like, you're going to have to do something to rebound from that.
Hence the word creep. That's where it's coming from. That's kind of creepy. Like, I didn't even ask you for this. The other thing, I'm not mad. Listen, I work out too. So I love to make sure that, I showcase what I got. Or let you see kind of a glimpse of what I got. It's almost, but if you're out here and you're flashing money and you had your shirt off and you have liquor and stuff like that, like, I don't really know what you're trying to
right. And I think I should probably speak more to this because you're not
an expert. I'm not okay. Yes. Well, I was just saying what I see and hear from women that have crossed my path.
That's
online.
True. But you know what? I would like to. Let me take this one.
Okay.
Let me.
The ball.
Go ahead and pass the torch here.
The torch is passed.
Okay. So thank you for that. So let me go ahead and chime in on that. Number one, I agree with those two things: the dick pic And we're not complaining about your muscular physique, number one. But more than one pic, screaming a little, I need attention or like attention. So we automatically are on guard with that, guys. So just putting that out there for you, for your own knowledge. The whole money, flashing money bottles just speaks to, I'm still kind of out here trying to do my thing.
Thug life. That's what it's saying.
It's not really screaming intimacy commitment. Yeah,
let's
just say that.
It's saying thug life.
Yes.
I'm out here.
So, and then just to piggyback off of what you said about the makeup. Okay, I understand. I think that was very fair from a woman's perspective. It's fair. Men, we need the same thing. We need to have that range. Okay, so don't put up a pic from your frat days or when you were extremely fit.
But what if I was trying to show you that I was in a fraternity?
That's not an accurate portrayal or perception of where you are now. And we can talk about that on our date, that you're in a fraternity. But
I wanted to show that I was
accurate images of who you are now and allow us to accept you in that place of who you are now. Just like you want us to put up accurate pictures of who we are now.
You know what? I need to add to what I said. Now, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the...
Sick of the what?
I'm sick of the whole entire image conception. This image thing is really like not good for me.
What image thing? Is this a whole nother podcast?
No, it's not a whole nother. No, there's not a whole
nother. Our time is almost out, Ryan.
I'm adding this to this so we can be done.
All right.
My point is that these images show us a full body. Stop giving us the angle from like 30 feet up. Like,
listen, we're all about our angles. Don't you dare take that away from us.
Listen,
we are about our angles. Listen,
the cameras have 3 seconds, 10 seconds, and probably another feature that you can stand the phone up.
You can take away our makeup. You can take away certain things, Ryan, but you cannot take away our angles. Listen.
I'm not saying you can't use the angles, but
sir,
listen. Stop distorting the people's minds.
Distorting.
Wow. You're distorting.
You don't want our flower filters. You don't want our makeup.
Yeah, I don't get that. Listen, am I gonna see the flowers when I fucking see you? Like, flowers gonna be there? Like, why would you put the flowers on your head? Like, I get it if you have it on your like Instagram page or something like that. I get it, but I shouldn't have to see that.
So that shouldn't be on your dating profile.
No, listen. Let me ask you this: do you want to see me portray to have a body and that's not it? And
all right. Enough said. All right.
So now you see my point. So,
all right, let's wrap this up.
Well, listen, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our first podcast. I've enjoyed it. I want to leave you guys with Lex when we come right back with Pillow Talk. So stick around. This is going to be something that you'll enjoy, and we'll talk to you in a few.
Yes. All right, and we are back, and we are ready to wind things on down with our Pillow Talk for the evening. So the Pillow Talk is actually related to our topic of today, which is about intimacy. So here is some reflection for you. Intimacy is intentional. It doesn't just happen by osmosis. It's unleashed where there are genuine efforts vested to plant trust and transparency. Boom.
Boom. That was. I'm stuck for a minute. I want to close the show, but I'm stuck for a minute.
I think you have to close the show.
That was pretty deep. All right, so listen. Thank you guys for tuning into our podcast. This was a kick-ass first show.
It was. It was fun. And
this was fun. And we have so much content and so many different topics that we want to share with you guys in the next few podcasts.
Absolutely.
So make sure you guys go to iTunes and subscribe.
Yes. Email us. We want to hear from you. Email us questions.
Yeah. And you can email us
statements.
You can email us at podcast@intimacyuncovered.com.
Yes.
Or you can feel free to go to our Facebook page, which is Intimacy Uncovered on Facebook. The same thing for Instagram. The same thing for Twitter, Intimacy Uncovered. But the one thing I want to say, Lex, is what if they want to get in contact with you? How would they get in contact with you?
So my handle is Ask Lex Harris, and that is on IG, Ask Lex Harris. That is on Facebook, Ask Lex Harris, and www.asklexharris.com.
Wow, you've really made it pretty damn simple.
Yeah, just Ask Lex Harris.
Yeah, just Ask Lex Harris. This is serious. Okay, well, I think I'm going to piggyback off of that, and I'll just let people know how they can contact me. On Instagram, it's Ask Ryan Whitfield. On Twitter, it's at Ryan Whitfield. And they can easily come to the Intimacy Uncovered website and see what we have going on, because not only are we authors of a book, not only are we hosts of a podcast, we also take the time and go out and we vlog.
That's right.
Yeah, so check us out. We're on every platform you can imagine. So we're going to be doing Snapchats. We're going to be doing so many things to kind of give you hands-on. We're going to open the door to let you see everything that we have going on.
Absolutely. You never know where we may be. We may be where you are.
Yeah,
and
so
we want to hear from you.
So the one thing we want to remind you guys is to stay connected. So until next time, take care, guys.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Intimacy Uncovered podcast. You can win a pre-released copy of the Intimacy Uncovered book. Go sign up now at intimacyuncovered.com.